All right, here's a story for you guys. Who's been keeping up with Devyn Michaels? I really think there's no sin untouched by this woman, an adult movie actress, manipulator, cheated on her boyfriend with his son. Prosecutors accuse her of murdering her boyfriend, decapitating him while his mother was in the house. She was dealing with child abuse issues. And so far, I haven't found anything good to say about her, sadly. I want you to take a look at this picture of her. This is her arrest photo right here. And I want you to look deep into her eyes. Tell me, what do you see in those eyes? They say the eyes are the windows to one's soul. She's a tiny, petite woman, and she was accused and convicted for killing this guy right here, Jonathan, her boyfriend, by herself, somehow decapitating him. Now let's go over what prosecutors come up with for motive. So, at least during opening statements and according to court TV, prosecutors told jurors that Devyn killed 46-year-old Johnathan Willette because she was unhappy with how quickly he was moving in with her and their daughters. They don't mention the fact that his son, who is married to Devyn at the time, was living there too. The former couple had discussed living arrangements months earlier as a way to keep their family together, but investigators believe that Devyn became concerned that Jonathan's presence would disrupt the home life she had established with her husband, Deviere Willette, Jonathan's son, from a previous relationship. In earlier statements, according to Devyn and her son husband, her excuse for marrying her husband's son was out of convenience. Convenience how? For insurance. But investigators discovered that Devyn and the son were still having sexual relations while she was dating Jonathan at the same time. So defense for Devyn presented a different theory. They pointed the finger at Jonathan's son, Deviere, that he was the reason his father was gone, and he did it out of the fear that his father moving in with them would be him losing Devyn, his stepmother wife. If you think about it, this is all kinds of messed up. Them poor kids must have been confused. She had two young daughters living there that she had with Jonathan that were now probably calling their brother dad. Now, court records do show that Devyn, also known as Tracy Traveres, sorry guys, was once married to a guy named Robert Louis Baker. Baker was convicted in California of murdering Fabio Cementilli, and he did this with the help of his lover, Monica. You know, most of us, when we see women, we see them as the hug of our community. The person that guards us is not capable of doing anything this horrendous. Not saying that they can't, but the majority of us, when we think of women, we think of them in a different light than that of a cruel murderer. Now, here's the crime. Jonathan Willette's decapitated body was found in his Henderson, Nevada home in August of 2023. His head was never recovered, and prosecutors believe that Devyn disposed of it in the trash. She did it while his mother was there at home. Before she went to trial, she had initially pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. She later withdrew her plea, opting for a jury trial to prove her innocence. That day made for a very uncomfortable day for everyone in court. After all, how could such a small, petite woman decapitate such a large man all on her own? Here's the thing. She made one of the best plea deals anyone in this position could have really gotten. It was a really deal of a lifetime. She served 15 years, and now after the 15 years of serve, she had the possibility of parole. But for some reason, just when they are about to seal that deal, she freaks out and says, "This is unfair what they're doing to me. I'm innocent."
Now no one in the family feels that I'm innocent at any point, and I understand that.
This was supposed to be a sentencing hearing. That quickly went off the rails.
So the way that they manipulated and altered and tolerated things is wrong. They should not be able to do it, and they have. And for you to be able to look me in the eye knowing that the things are altered and you plead guilty. Mr. Michael, you are not to address the state. You are to address the state.
You could hear the state tell her, "You pled guilty."
They manipulated and altered and tolerated things is wrong. They should not be able to do it, and they have. And for you to be able to look me in the eye knowing that the things are altered and you plead guilty. Mr. Michael, you are not to address the state. You are to address.
At this point, she's saying that I'm the victim here, and I am not going to admit that I took his life, even though I admitted that I did strike him on the back of the head. She felt as though the prosecutor was giving her a bad deal when in reality it was a darn good deal.
After another, and I truly believe that we were going to do the right thing, and it just didn't happen. I am so sorry for all of this. I'm so sorry. I didn't do this, and I didn't know this would end up like this. I really didn't. And I will forever apologize to the family. But I don't know how to fix any of this anymore. I don't.
Well, when you're facing this kind of crime, you definitely want to make sure you have the right guy. But we do know that she did admit to a lot when it comes to what happened to Jonathan that day. Not only that, she's crying. And for certain, you can zoom in on her, and there's not a single tear in that woman's eye. It shows how devious and deceptive she can be to get what she wants. It wasn't long ago, and this is something that, they did not share during her trial, is she was arrested for child abuse. She was sent to jail for violating probation. In fact, Devyn had just appeared with her public defender and said that she wouldn't be a threat or possibly could or would hurt anyone else. And guess what? 2 days before that, that is when she beheaded her husband or ex-boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, Johnathan Willette. Now, because she's backtracked on a few of her stories, she said that she hit him on the back of the head with a stick and decapitated him with a meat cleaver, but they never did recover that weapon or his head. So just before all this, Devyn Michaels was a realtor who ran her firm as Devyn J. Michael, eXp Realty in Las Vegas, according to her Facebook page anyways. At the time, she was 45 years old. Now, here's what's wild. So you have Devyn living with Jonathan. They have 2 young girls together, and then he has his oldest son there. Deviere says that he did not become in this sexual relationship with Devyn Nikki until after his sisters were born. He says he was then 19 years old. Okay, now here's Jonathan's son at trial. You can tell that this is very intense for him, quite embarrassing, and they're going to ask him a few questions about the relationship between him and his stepmother wife.
Do you remember who kind of, I don't mean to be crass, but like who made the first move or any of that? Okay, it was a long time ago, right? Yes, sir. While you were intimate with Nikki initially, was she still dating your dad? Or in a relationship with your dad? Yes, sir.
So I noticed he had a lot of struggles on the stand where he would want to shake his head one way but answer a different way.
Does it embarrass you to admit that in front of a bunch of strangers? Yes, sir. Did you continue being intimate with Nikki for an extended period of time? Do you know if your dad found out about the intimate part of your relationship? No, sir. And I'm not going to say it a bunch of times, but when I say intimate, I mean sexual. We agree there? Yes, sir. Okay. Did there come a point in time where you all three lived under the same roof? Yes, sir. And was that the Magic House? Yes, sir. And is that when the intimate relationship started out? Yes, sir. Okay. Now, tell me if you can remember, when is it that any of you three move out of Blue Magic? Like, we need to get a sequence of them. Did you move out first? Did they split and move in different places, or can you?
So we know that this young man had some struggles. He was struggling with right and wrong. He knew what he was doing was wrong, but for some reason felt trapped, even to the point to where she claimed to be pregnant with his child. It was clear that he didn't want anything to do with children, and his relationship with his sisters were truly odd as well. He didn't seem to have any type of bond with his siblings.
So she tells you this? So you had gotten out of the situation back in Cali, and you, I presume, talked to her over the phone or something? She tells you she's pregnant, it's yours, and unless you come back, she's going to have the child. What did you do in response to that? Did you witness her go to a doctor? Did she tell you anything about that child she claimed was yours? She told me that she had gotten it. But you never saw any documentation or anything like that? Okay. Come a point in time when you're living with him at Paladura and working, that you guys have some disagreements about work and other stuff. Yes, would you consider your dad to have been a hard-headed person? Yes, sir. Okay.
So here he is testifying the opposite of what Nikki originally said, is that they were doing it. The reason that they got married was for medical issues that made it easier with Deviere to access information and assist her as a spouse. He said that his dad knew that he and Nikki were intimate and that he had told his dad. His dad was a type to let it go and not say anything, and that's somewhat true. His dad tried to be a good man and a Christian man at times. He tried to deal with this, but he was truly upset about his son having a relationship with his wife or girlfriend. Now, there was a time where Jonathan and Devyn or Nikki, they split up, and the custody's being shared between Devyn and Jonathan. Jonathan moves back in with his mom, and the girls stay there off and on. But there's a point in time around November of 2022 through May of 2023 that Nikki is having some accusations of abuse towards the children. According to a few reports, she was charged on October 14th of 2022. An employee at a child care facility called police to report that an 8-year-old had bruising on her leg. According to that employee, she stated that the child approached her or her teacher and said that she had got a whooping while at home from her stepfather, which is her brother, and that she'd also got another whooping a week prior for having apple juice. So Nikki did say that she did spank the child and hit the child with a belt. So they were, for a very small time, they were living with their dad, Jonathan. But sometime during the summer in July of 2023, the girls moved back in, with their mom, Nikki Devyn. Now, according to Jonathan's report or interview or testimony, Jonathan says there were times that they would have arguments, and he said there are times that he wants out of that relationship with his stepmom. He said he was trying to fill shoes he had no business to. So here, he says he's over 19 at this point. He's having a sexual affair with his stepmom, now wife. He's trying to raise his sisters as his stepdaughters. His relationship with his father is destroyed. And he says there's times that he's tried to get away from her and she's kind of manipulated him back. So I'm not sure how much of this is 100% true. But obviously, there are some serious family dynamics that are very just not ethical or moral that this young man is starting to see, and he's looking back on it and he's thinking he's very embarrassed by it, and he should be. I mean, here he is a young adult. At that age, he should know right from wrong, right? Share in comments below. What do you think? Now, there's some really strange things that happened before all this went down. And it was the fact that supposedly Jonathan and Nikki were talking about getting back together, which doesn't make sense, knowing that his son's still living in the household. So the day of his murder, he's packing, according to his mother. He's preparing to move back in with Nikki. And we're going to do a second video where we're going to go over that. What his mom said, what happened that day, and how things just don't seem to add up. Something's just very off about all this. Also, some stuff you want to share for the next video, drop it in comments. We'll do that. Share your thoughts, period. I want to know what you guys think about this story, because I just think it's just so crazy. I've never seen such a love triangle of this caliber, I don't think, in a while. And it just shocked me. I mean, as much as we've seen, you wouldn't think I could be shocked, but I was. Anyways, guys, I've been quite busy, been dealing a little bit with health issues. Don't worry about it. Just letting you know that I'm just kind of slagging here, but I'm still trying to get going. I'll be back. I love you guys. Don't forget to like and share. I would really appreciate that. Especially, let's not forget about our missing girls here. In fact, I have some updates possibly on Summer Wells. I'll try to do that in a short, maybe late tonight. So be looking for that. Love you guys. See you soon.